So today we are going to discuss about the transport and communication, chapter number 8, class 12 geography. So chapter number 8 is quite lengthy. Because of that, here I'm going to or we are going to discuss about the most important topics from this chapter. So if we look at chapter number 8, in this chapter we are going to discuss about uh, the main areas or the main structure of this chapter is we are going to discuss about the means and mode of transportation one by one. So the first we are going to discuss about the what is meant by transport. So we already discussed the meaning of transport and communication in chapter number 7. So again, transport means it is a facility or it is a service of carriage of goods and people from one place to another. It is called transport. Next, transport networks. That means several places node. So here node we can say towns and cities of the world. So these towns and cities are also called in geography we can say nodes. These towns and cities are joined together by series of routes or links. So here a series of routes or links we can say roadways and railways. So it will give a pattern or a connectivity or a network. So that particular connectivity of roadways and railways are called as transport network. So in this chapter the main thing that we are going to discuss about the means and modes of transportation one by one. So here first, from land transport we are going to study about the roadways, railways and pipelines, and next to that we are going to discuss about the water transport. So water transport is further divided into two: inland waterways and ocean waterways. And next to that we are going to discuss about the air transport. So first we are going to discuss about what is meant by traffic flow. So traffic flow means a movement of vehicles on a particular road. So below we have two images or we have two photographs. So on the left side of photograph, a road that has many vehicles on the road, and on if you look at the right side of the road is almost empty. So if we talk about the traffic means which road has more traffic means we can obviously by looking at the image itself we can say left side of the image has more traffic. So that means traffic generally means movement of vehicles. So image left side image we have more number of vehicle movement of vehicle is more. Because of that it has more traffic as compared to uh, the image that is at the right side of the image. So traffic on the road has increased rapidly in recent years. So if we talk about the traffic problems of the world, the traffic problems of the world are rapidly increased in recent years. That means we can say before 10 to 20 years, from 10 to 20 years, the traffic in the road has been increased in an exponential way or in a very rapid manner. So at present the city's roads suffer from chronic or we can say unintended traffic congestion, traffic problems. So the traffic problems usually we will face which time means we are facing traffic problems during peak hours or high point or rush hours. So generally we have more traffic if we talk about traffic problems in India. We have more traffic in India from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. to, and from 4 to 6 p.m. because during that time we have maximum number of vehicles on the road, because many people are moving to office, and many people are moving to colleges and schools during 9 to 10, and after 4 to 6 p.m. people are coming back to their homes, respective homes, from offices and from schools. Because of that particular time we have more number of vehicles on the road. Because of that, these times are, we can say, high points or rush hours. And low point means, we can say, from 11 to 3 p.m. we have less number of vehicles on the road, um, because during that time we don't have much vehicles are moving on the road. Because of that, we have these times are also called as low point. So in order to minimize the above traffic related problems, mostly in the developing countries, so what are the solutions, or what are the remedies in order to decongest the traffic problems in uh, towns and cities of mostly in the developing countries? So following are the four main solutions that we can minimize the traffic problems in towns and cities of the world. So we can make higher parking fees, mostly for whom, means we can say for private vehicles, in order to minimize the traffic problems in towns and cities. And we have to develop mass rapid transit like Delhi Metro. Delhi Metro is an example of mass rapid transit. And the third thing is, we need to improve the public bus services. So here public bus services means, we can say, in terms of bus and cleanliness of the bus, and the frequency of the bus, and the shelters and other amenities relating with the bus services. So if we improve the public bus services, means people will prefer to move in public bus rather than moving on their own vehicles. So it will generally reduce the traffic problems in towns and cities of the world. And the fourth thing is, we can minimize the traffic problems in the world by making more flyovers, bridges, and subway. So in the image we have uh, the first image is, in order to minimize the traffic problem on above road, we have train is moving, and under the railway track we have roadway, that is called subway. And at the bottom middle we have one flyovers, many flyovers. So these roads are made in order to minimize the traffic problems in towns and cities of the world. So these are the some of the remedies or solutions suggested by scholars in order to minimize the traffic problems in mostly in the developing countries. So these are called, this is an example of flyovers in order to minimize the traffic problems in the towns and cities of the world. So the so next in this chapter we are going to discuss about the, from the means and mode of transport, we are going to discuss about the road transport. So from land transport we are going to discuss about the road transport. So from road transport we are going to emphasize more on highways. So we have different types of roadways in the world. If we talk about India, we have highways, stateways, village roads, we can say international roads, border road. We have different types of road, but based on our syllabus, here we are going to discuss about the highways only. So first thing is, we need to know the meaning of highways. So highways are the metalled road connecting distant places. So metalled road in Hindi we can say pakka road. So those road which are constructed with tars, pakka road. So these roads are called. So most of all, almost all the highways are metalled road, pakka road. And one main peculiar or particular characteristics of highway are these highways are connecting far away places, or we can say distance places, long distance places. So highways are meant for connecting long distance places. So this is called highways. So as compared to village road, border road, so flowing are the some of the special features or the importances or the characteristics of highways. So these are the characteristics of highways: unobstructed vehicular movement for long distance, 80-meter wide with separate traffic lanes. And as compared to other roadways, highways, we have bridges and we have flyovers, and it has what, dual carriage system. So if you look at the image, this is an example of highways. So as compared to rural road, village road or border road, most of the highways we have flyovers like this image. So the above two pictures mainly we are talking about the pakka road, kacha road, and below we have uh, highway. The examples of this particular image shows the try to depicts the uh, characteristics of highway. So if we look at the image, last image, we have a divider in between the road, and uh, one vehicles are moving to the uh, to east side, means then another road will move to the opposite direction. That means each road we have separate lanes in order to for the movement of vehicles. So these are the some of the characteristics of highways as compared to other types of roads. So in this chapter we are going to discuss about the some of the important highways of the world. But here I'm not going to discuss each examples of each highways, because that highways are not that much important as per our syllabus. So uh, if you want to, so please look at your textbook and study more about the highways, examples of highways. So next, from roadways we are only going to discuss those two things: highways, meaning of highways with some of the examples of highways. And then next type of road that we are going to discuss is border road. So first thing is we need to know the meaning of border road. So road along the international boundaries are called border road. So those roads which are along the international boundaries. So if we say in India, border road means road which are near to India Pakistan border, road which are near to China India border. These type of roads are called border road. So what are the significances or the importances of border road? Means it act as a integrating role of people in, so those people who are staying in the remote area near the border areas with the major cities. And it also provide the defense, and strategically it is more important for the movement of military persons and equipment from one place to another place near the border areas. So this is about the border road. So first thing is we discuss about the roadways. So land transport. From land transport we discuss about the roadways. From roadways we only discuss about two topics. They are highways and border road. Next to that we are going to discuss about the railways. So the first railway first train of the world started in 1825 between two cities in northern England, that is from Stockton to Darlington. So flowing are the types and the types of the gauges or width of the tracks. So generally we have the four main types of gauges. So below we have image, right? So that particular image I have made an arrow. So that particular arrow shows the gauges, width of the gauges. So in the world we have four main types of gauges: broad gauges, standard gauges, meter gauges, and other smaller gauges. So with its width, so broad gauge means we have, it has 1.5 meter, standard means 1.44 meter, meter gauge means 1 meter, and other smaller gauges. So if you talk about United Kingdom, all the railway tracks are in the width of the all the railway tracks in UK are 1, that is standard gauges, that means 1.44. So if you talk about India, we have three types of railway gauges: narrow gauges, broad gauges, and meter gauges. So as compared to India, United Kingdom, we have only one, width of the railway track is only 1, and it is standard 1, that means 1.44. So from railways we are going to discuss about the transcontinental railways. So here, by looking at the word itself, topic itself, we can understand transcontinental railways. So first thing is we need to know the meaning of transcontinental railways. So transcontinental railways means those railway line that connect the two end of a particular continent or a country. It is called as transcontinental railway. So from roadways we discuss about the highways. So same as in railways, we are going to discuss about the only transcontinentals only. So transcontinental means those railway line which connect the uh, two end of a end point of a particular country or a continent. It is called transcontinental railways. So generally transcontinental railways, they are covering very long distance railway lines. So long distance railway lines or tracks are also called transcontinental railways. So if we look at the image, we have a map of Australia, political map of Australia, and on that I have made a red line. So that particular red line indicates a railway line in Australia. So that particular railway line connect to and a point of a particular country or a continent. So these types of long distance covering railway lines or railway tracks are called transcontinental railways. So here we are going to discuss about such important transcontinental railways one by one. So Trans-Siberian railway line. So it connects what railway route of Russia. So this particular railway line is in which country means in Russia. So this particular railway line connects two end stations, end point of Russia, that is from St. Petersburg to Vladivostok. Why? Crossing or passing through cities such as important cities such as Moscow, Novosibirsk, and Irkutsk, Chita. So these are the intermediate or in between stations of Trans-Siberian railway line. So in exam, if they ask question based which is the longest railway line in the world, means the Trans-Siberian railway line is the longest railway line. So the total kilometer is 9,332 kilometer, and it has a double track and electrified transcontinental railway line in the world. So one main characteristic is it has a double track, plus it has a electrified transcontinental railway line. Electrified, so here the train engine is electrified. It has the facility of what electric engine railways. It connects European Russia with Siberian Russia. So European Russia, so Russia is divided into two by a mountain range. So their particular mountain range is called Ural Mountain. So the west of Ural Mountain we can say European Russia, and east of Ural Mountain we can say Siberian Russia. So the main objective to build this railway line is for political, and nowadays this railway line is mostly used for economic purposes and economic development of purposes. So main goods which are transported through this railway line are machinery, industrial product, coal, wood, petroleum, agriculture products, and meat from west. That east means we can say Siberian Russia to west, that we can say what, European Russia. So this is the map of Siberian Trans-Siberian railway line. So two end stations or two terminal stations are St. Petersburg on the what left side and Vladivostok at the end of a east coast side. So these are the two terminal stations, and in between stations such as Moscow, Chita. So these are the in between or intermediate stations of this transcontinental railway line. So this railway line is the longest railway line in the world. Next, Trans-Canadian Pacific Railway Line. So this particular railway line runs from Halifax in the east to, so Halifax is in Canada, to Vancouver on the Pacific coast. Again, these two are the important towns of or the city of Canada. One city is at the east coast and another city is at the west coast of Canada. So it is total length is 7,050. So this particular railway line is the longest railway line in North America. So if you say North America means we have three main countries: Canada, USA, and Mexico. So from North America, this is the longest railway line in North America as well as Canada. So initially this particular railway line was built in for the political reason, but nowadays it is using for transport of goods from east coast to west coast of this one, Canada. So one important feature of this particular railway line is it connects the Quebec Montreal industrial region in the north. So this is the map of what, Trans-Canadian railway line. So in between that I have made one red cycle. So this particular red cycle shows industrial belt of Canada. So if we talk about Canada, most of industries are located in that particular circled red circled one, inside that one. So this particular railway line connects Quebec and Montreal of industrial region of Canada. So what type of goods are exported or transported in this railway line means wheat, meat are the important goods. So it is the longest railway line in North America as well as in Canada. So this is the map of Trans-Canadian Railway. Next is the Australian Transcontinental Railway Line. So this particular railway line runs from Perth on the west to Sydney on the east coast, and this is the longest railway line in Australia, or we can say in Oceania. So Perth is the end station of this particular railway line is at the west coast, and Sydney is at the east of this particular railway line. So these are the two terminal or end stations of Australian Transcontinental Railway Line. So the main station, so in between station, so this railway line passes through cities such as Calgary, Broken Hill, and Port Augusta. So Port Augusta is a seaport in Australia. That particular seaport is located at the Gulf of Spencer. So what is Gulf means? Gulf is a geographical feature that a particular water body that is surrounded by land on its three sides. So we can say opposite of peninsula, that is the Gulf, we can say. So this particular port is located at the Gulf of Spencer in Australia. The main objective initially, so the main objective of these three transcontinental railway lines are same, that means political reason, but later on they are using for economic reasons. And this particular railway line unifies the east and the west Australia. This particular railway line is longest in the Australia. Port stations and cities are Port Perry. So this particular railway line connects two port towns port cities such as Port Perry and Port Augusta. So these both ports are located in Gulf of Spencer. So this is the map of Australian transcontinental railway line. So we already finished the land transport. So from land transport till now we have discussed about the roadways and the railways. So next we are going to discuss about the waterways. So what is meant by waterways? When the carriage of goods and passengers are done on the rivers, canals, lakes, and oceans are called water transport. So these are the types of water bodies. So these are the types of water bodies on these water bodies. If we navigate from one place to another place, then it is called water transport. So in water transport we have two types: inland and ocean waterways. So inland means inside the land. We have water bodies such as rivers, lakes. These are called inland. So inland we have water bodies such as rivers and lakes. So if we navigate in lakes and rivers in order to transport goods and passengers from one place to another, these are called inland waterways. And ocean means if we navigate on open sea like Indian Ocean, Pacific Ocean, then these are called ocean waterways or sea waterways, we can say like this. So from ocean waterways, I'm going to discuss about only the most important ocean waterway, that is the North Atlantic Sea route. So actually in our textbook we have five inland and 5 ocean waterways, but because of time here I'm going to discuss about only the important sea waterway of the ocean waterway of from this important waterway from this chapter, that is the North Atlantic Sea route. So this particular North Atlantic Sea route is also called Big Trunk route. So why this is called Big Trunk route means here I have made an arrow. So it is the busiest oceanic sea route of the world. It carries 25% of the world foreign trade that moves on it. That means here that particular sea route. Because of that, North Atlantic sea route is also called Big Trunk route. Why it is called Big Trunk route means because 25% of the international trade is moved through with half of this particular sea route, that is North Atlantic Sea route. Because of that, it is the Big Trunk route. It links the northeastern USA and Western Europe. So here I have made in this particular map. I have made. So this is the political map of the world. So here I have made a line, 2 red line. One particular red line indicates what? Equator, and above the equator I have made in Atlantic Ocean, north of Atlantic Ocean. So Atlantic Ocean is divided into 2. The division is based on what? Equator. South of equator is called South Atlantic Ocean, and north of the equator is called North Atlantic Ocean. So here the sea route, name of the sea route called North Atlantic Sea route, because it is located inside the North Atlantic. So that particular red line indicates the North Atlantic Sea route. So by looking at the map itself, we can clearly understand that this particular waterway connects Western European countries, rich Western European countries, and the northeastern part of USA and some part of Canada. So this is the route map of North Atlantic Sea route. The main port from the Western Europe are London, Rotterdam, Antwerp, Le Havre, and Bordeaux. These are some of the important seaport of what? North Atlantic Sea route, which are located. These are located in the Western European countries. And some of the important seaport from the American side are Quebec and Montreal are in Canada, Boston, New York, and Baltimore in USA side. So these are some of the important seaports of northeastern part of USA and some of the Canadian cities. So this is the most important port of the world. Next, so leave this one. So next we are going to discuss about the canals. So these two canals are quite important. So based on our textbook, we have two main canals. They are Suez Canal and Panama Canal. So these two canals are quite important as per both perspective. So this particular Suez Canal is located in which country means we can say in Egypt. Egypt is in the Africa, right? Egypt is an African country in African continent. So between this particular port connects two seaports. There are Port Said at the north and Port Said at the south. So this particular canal connect two seas, Mediterranean Sea and the Red Sea. So this is the map of what Suez Canal. So this is the textbook map. It is important. This map is important, and here I have made two lines. One red line and another one is blue line. So if you look at the blue line, on the blue line Egypt, I have made one small red line. So that particular red line indicates Suez Canal. So Suez Canal, that particular canal connects Mediterranean Sea north and Red Sea south. So the significances, what are the importance of the significances of this sea? This canal is it reduces the direct sea route from Liverpool to Colombo as compared to Cape of Good Hope ocean route, sea route. So canals. So what is meant by canals? So canals are the man-made waterways channels. So before the construction of Suez Canal, if we want to move a good from Liverpool in England to Colombo in Sri Lanka, we have to go. So that particular red line indicates before the construction of Suez Canal, we have to move. If we want to transport or if we want to carry goods from Liverpool to Sri Lanka, means we have to go from that particular railway and particular red line. But after the construction of this Suez Canal, the distance between Liverpool in England and Colombo in Sri Lanka has been reduced significantly because of what? This particular canal. So this particular canal is made in Egypt between two seas. There are what? Mediterranean Sea north and what sea? Red Sea south. So it is sea level canal. So this particular canal is a sea level canal without much obstacles, and it don't have any lock systems, and the total length of this canal is 160 kilometer inland. So the total length, so the the length of this canal is 160 kilometer, that is made in order to connect Mediterranean Sea and Red Sea south. And depth, if you talk about the depth of this canal, is 11 to 15 meter in depth. About 100 ship travels daily. That means travels means from Port Said to Port Suez, from Red Sea to Mediterranean Sea, and each ship usually takes 10 to 12 hours to cross this particular canal, that is 160 kilometer from Port Said to Suez. So if you talk about this canal of fresh navigable water, so fresh water means we are talking about river waterway. So river Nile, that particular river Nile joins in this canal at a city called Islamia to provide fresh water to this port, Said and Suez. Disadvantages. So this particular seaport was constructed by Egypt government. Because of that, the Egypt government is imposing huge taxes and those ships which are crossing which are passing through Suez Canal. That means if a particular country's ship want to move from Western Europe into the South Asian country, we have to, if we want to cross if we want to go by Suez Canal means they are charging huge toll tax. Because of that, if the time is not a problem or constraint for the movement of goods from Liverpool to Colombo, so sometimes uh, some people are opting longer sea route in order to avoid the heavy toll tax imposed by Egypt government. So they are opting which sea route means longer route means Cape of Good Hope route, that means old sea route, in order to avoid the heavy toll tax. So this is about the Suez Canal. And next we are, so this particular map is in our textbook, that this map is quite important. Mostly they are asking question with map. Next important canal that we are going to discuss here is the Panama Canal. So this particular canal connects the Atlantic Ocean in the east and Pacific Ocean in the west. So here again I have made two lines, one with red line and another with blue line, dark blue line. So if we look at the red line, I have made a yellow line. So that particular yellow line indicates what? Panama Canal. So this particular Panama Canal connect Atlantic Ocean at the east and Pacific Ocean at the south. So this canal is made by human being in order to connect these two seas. This one, it is constructed across Panama Isthmus. Isthmus means a narrow land strip that divides the two water bodies. This is called, that is, we can say, isthmus. So this particular canal is constructed on a narrow strip. That particular isthmus is in Panama. So this particular Panama Canal is constructed between two cities, Panama City and Colon. So this particular, even though this particular canal is in Panama, but this particular canal is constructed by USA in order to connect eastern USA coast of USA and western coast of USA. The total length of this particular canal is 72 kilometer. With how many depth is means 13 meter in depth. So if we talk about the width of this canal is 100 to 300 width. So it has 6 lock system. So here lock system we can say gear system. So this particular canal is not a sea level based canal. So because of that, in order to move ship from East Atlantic Ocean to Pacific Ocean, they have made 6 lock systems in order to pass ship from one stage, this one from east coast of this one Atlantic coast to Panama, and this one Pacific coast. So the significance is shorten the distance between New York and San Francisco by 13,000 kilometers. So that is the significance of the particular canal, that is Panama Canal. Less economic significance as compared to Suez Canal. That means the movement of vessel is more on Suez Canal as compared to Panama Canal. Because of that, we can say less economic significance than Suez Canal. So this is the map of Suez Canal. This map is in our textbook. So below that we have a map. So that particular dark line indicates Panama Canal that is constructed on the isthmus. So we already know isthmus means a narrow line. That particular narrow line, narrow landmass, that particular narrow landmass divides the two water bodies. So that is the isthmus. So this is how the Panama lock system works. So here they have made 6 lock system, 3 up. So in order to travel from Panama City to Colon, we have to go by 6 lock system, 3 up and 3 down, reverse, 3 up, 3 down. because this particular canal is not a sea level based canal. Because of that, we have to go by 6 lock systems, 3 up 3 down. So next, so from waterway we discuss about the ocean waterways. So here we only discuss about the ocean. From ocean waterway we only discussed about the North Atlantic sea route, and next to that we discuss about the canals. We from canals we discuss 2, they are Suez and Panama canals. So the next thing is we are going to discuss about the inland waterways. So we already know what is meant by inland waterway. So inland waterways means if the water bodies such as lakes and rivers, so these are located inside the lands. So if we navigate on these water bodies, we can say inland waterways. So the Rhine waterways. So from inland waterway we are going to discuss only one, the most important inland waterway, that is Rhine waterway. So it is navigable for 700 kilometer, navigable for 7. So Rhine is the name of river in Europe, right? So it is navigable. We can navigate how many kilometers? Means 700 kilometers. From where to where means from Rotterdam in Netherlands to Basel in Switzerland. So these are the 2 end stations or ports of this particular inland waterways. So ocean going vessels or ships can reach up to Cologne only. So if you talk about, we have 2 types of ships or vessels: ocean going vessels and inland vessels. So generally ocean going vessels are much bigger than inland vessels. Because of that, the big ships, they can only reach up to how many? They can reach only up to Cologne, not up to Basel. It is world's most heavily trafficked waterway. That means 20,000 ocean vessels, that means big ships, yearly they are going how many ships means 20,000, and small ships, they are moving how many ships they are moving in a yearly, they are moving means 2 lakh ships are moving on that particular river, that is Rhine waterway. So what is the significance of this Rhine waterway? Means it connects the highly industrialized European countries. So if you talk about Europe, we have many countries, but usually Western European countries are more advanced, developed in terms of socio-economically, they are more developed. So this particular inland waterway connects the highly industrialized European countries such as Swiss, Germany, France, Belgium, and Netherlands. So that is the significance of this particular Rhine waterway with North Atlantic sea route. So here I have made, in this is the political map of Europe. So in the political map of Europe I have made a red line. So in that particular red line I have marked one dark blue color one. So that particular dark blue color indicates Cologne. So Cologne is a city in Germany. So ocean going vessels can only move up to Cologne only. So small ships, inland ships, they can move from Rotterdam to Basel, and they can move to even from Cologne to Basel to Rotterdam also. So this is the Rhine waterway map. That this map is in our textbook, so this is quite important. So leave this one, quite lengthy. Pipelines. So what are the pipelines, or what are the significances of pipelines? Means pipelines are used in transporting liquid and gaseous. So what are the materials, items that are moved without pipelines? Means we are in pipelines we are carrying goods such as liquid, gaseous, and iron in form of slurry. So these are the materials which we can move with help of pipelines. So characteristics, advantages, merits of pipelines are cheap means of transport for liquid materials, low maintenance cost as compared to roadways and railways, high maintenance cost. Seasonally we have to repair the roadways and railways, but as compared to these means mode of transport. Pipelines are we have less low maintenance costs. So this type of means or mode of transport is not affected by bad weather conditions. So if we talk about a means and mode of such as air transport, roadways, railways, all these are affected by bad weather conditions, such as if it rains, it will affect the means of movement of the vehicles and aeroplane, and it also affect bad weather condition also affect the movement of the uh, vehicles and aeroplanes. So as compared to these means of mode of transport, pipeline uh, means of mode transport is not much affected by bad weather condition. So flowing are some of the important pipelines of the world. So from pipeline, first thing is we are going to discuss about the big inch. So big inch is the most famous pipeline in the world. It is in USA that connect what Gulf of Mexico to northeastern states. So this is the Gulf of Mexico. So Gulf means if we say Gulf means a water body that is surrounded by landmass on its three sides, then it is called Gulf. So uh, this particular red line indicates what big inch pipeline. So this particular pipeline it connects the Gulf of Mexico with northeastern uh, American cities. So this particular pipeline carries oil from Gulf of Mexico to it will transport or give supply to northeastern USA side, cities. Come on. So this uh, is the largest pipeline. It connects the oil well of Ural and Volga region of the country to the Eastern European countries. It has how many kilometer means 4,800 kilometer in long. So this here I have made a yellow line. So this particular yellow line indicate what? Mountain range. So the name of the mountain range is Ural Mountains. So this particular pipeline connects so red line, that in the map we have red line. So this particular red line indicates what? Comcon pipeline. So this particular pipeline carries oil from the western Ural region, that is Volga region, western Ural mountain. It will carry petroleum to the Volga region and to the Eastern European countries such as Ukraine, Estonia, Latvia. So these are the some of the countries. Initially they are under Soviet Union, but after 1991, because of the disintegration of Russia, they got independence. So this particular railway and this pipeline connects these regions of the world. Then HBJ or HVJ is the pipeline in India. This particular pipeline connects three important cities: Hazira, Wajaypur is in Madhya Pradesh, and Jagdishpur in Uttar Pradesh. So this is the most famous pipeline in India: Hazira, Wajaypur, and Jagdishpur. So communication. So it is the facility or service of sending, receiving message word artifact from one place to another place. It is called communication. So satellite communication, it has brought revolutionary change in the field of communication technology by sending imageries and remote sensing in 1970s. USA and USSR, Soviet Union are top in space research. So the last part of this chapter is cyberspace. Cyberspace is also called internet. So what is meant by internet or cyberspace? So internet means the world of electronic computerized space consists by internet related technologies such as internet, world wide web, computer, and nowadays we can also say mobile phones. So that is www. It is called cyberspace or internet. It develops a very rapid, for example, the rapid development of internet or cyberspace. Less than 50 million users in 1995, but if you look at 2000, 4 million users, from 50 to 400 millions it has increased to. But based on 2010, nowadays 2 billion people are using internet. So that is called cyberspace. That means the 2 billion people are using cyberspace. It expands the modern economic and social space of human through internet, e-commerce. So through email means we are using the email to send and receive messages. E-commerce means we are talking about the online e-retailers such as Amazon and Flipkart. These types are called e-commerce. E-learning, nowadays we are learning, such as right now I am describing the topics related with geography, that and some people are learning because it is called e-learning and e-governance. Nowadays most of the government, they are using internet in order to make announcement and any other administrative related activities, they are using internet. So because of internet, it has made the concept of global village reality. That means, if you talk about a village, if we are living in a particular village in olden days, whatever the things that are happening in the village, we know, everyone in the village knows what happened yesterday and what is happening now. Life, we can look at, we can see life. But um, because of internet, the world has become like a village itself. Because of what? Information and communication, fast movement of information and communication from one place to another place. So if something is happening in USA and in China, we can see, watch live with help of internet, like a same small village. That is called uh, concept of global village made reality. So this is about cyberspace and internet. Thank you.